right, welcome to Tux TV. I'm your host, Jimmy Tux. I got a video from the BS came out earlier today, and I was like, oh, I better go check it out. And I like doing the live reactions because that BS, he funny. I apologize. I have all of a sudden I had lots and lots of technical difficulties. My airdrop's not working. Nothing's working. I was on with Neil and Mikey because Captive Desk, my buddy Dave, was over there. Lots of other friends were over there, so I don't blame you if you're not watching this crap. Watch that. My story, I'm sticking to it. I think you're early. Yeah, that's... I know. And then when I started the stream, there was no music. I had to refresh the thing, and hopefully it started playing music. Who knows? So I've got the program. Gonna review a new BS file. I've kind of made it a tradition of doing such a thing, and you know, he's so funny. He's so funny that I can't help but get my reaction on. Anyway, Earl, it's good to see you. It's comes with heavy heart that I will not be able to make it to Kentucky in a couple of weeks. Just won't be able to swing it. Mrs. Tux came and said, hey, we have some sort of VIP invite by NASCAR to be at the event for the NASCAR race in Chicago in a couple of weeks. And I said, okay, I'll go. So, oh, you can't go either? Oh. Well, we'll just have to replan our Secret Mendez vase. All right, let's see what BS has got in store for us.
And if more Christians were actually being the light that they were called to be, actually shining the light that is in them and not just being a night light in somebody's room. And to actually be that light that we were called to be in our workplace.
What's this? Need to... Oh. Ooh. Well, that's... No. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Doesn't seem right. Yep, they're custom made. Oh, wow. Well, I don't know. Shit. I don't know. BS, you in the house? You're probably over in 604 Atheist.
In our friend groups, in our family, in our house. We live in a time where people don't want to be offended, and so many people are...
What does that say?
so in fear of offending people, especially Christians, because we want to be...
It gets a customer cue. That's speeches, Mrs. Lewis.
Brilliant. Because we are love. But I think we've replaced the definition of Jesus, the world's definition of love.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. Brilliant.
Love is love, love is...
All right. First John, is that First John? It's a little blurry.
Love is...
First John 4:8. Whosoever does not love does not know God, because God is love.
Love, love, love is love, love.
Oh,
love is love.
could have gone into focus right there.
Love. We connected like a train from the first
Remember,
ordeal.
Jesus equals love.
With the passion as I
Oh, I'm gonna love this.
The word love, like what she's trying to say here, the world's changed the word love. They've taken it away from us Christians. Well, I hate to break the news to you, but Jesus fucking Christ can be used in a lot of ways. Jesus. My kids and I Jesus. My girlfriend, but I definitely don't Jesus. My kids the way Jesus fucking Christ. My girlfriend and I also Jesus. My dogs definitely don't Jesus. My dogs the way that I Jesus fucking Christ. My girlfriend are the way that I Jesus. My kids also Jesus Christ. My dad don't Jesus. My dad the
Yeah. We stole the love.
way I Jesus. My kids nor the way I Jesus you. I'm in my girlfriend's asshole. I Jesus.
BS. This is stealing. It's thievery.
Doing lots of psychedelics. I also Jesus fucking Christ. Sex with my friends. Pizza and spaghetti. I Jesus. A bright, sunny day with a cool breeze when it's not too hot and my feet are sitting in a little asshole that gurgles and I have a beer and some snacks and some good psychedelics. I also Jesus being in a club with the vampire Lestat on psychedelics. Jesus, lots of things. Jesus. This shirt, actually, I Jesus. Band shirts.
You're gonna be doing a lot of doobie rolling when you're living in a van down by the river.
Jesus. My
Oh my.
life. Jesus. My friends. You get the point here? The world didn't steal or change the word love from Christians.
I think the devil has succeeded in this generation, and it's up to Christians.
Yeah. Satan a bunch. God zero. Oh. Satan's winning.
It's up to us.
But Satan's winning.
It really is. Do you not look around? This is between demons and angels, and those around you are going to have a very different experience if you don't start buckling up, start being courageous, start walking in boldness and awkwardness.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
telling people about Jesus when it's uncomfortable. Love is telling somebody the things they don't want to hear, but you know it's going to benefit them.
What are you talking about? You went out and sought to find self-worth in selling your body on Instagram and partying and getting involved in
Wait, that's her? This is her previous or
sex and
maybe
drugs,
I'll
and
find out.
then you felt guilty, and so now you've reversed course and now you're preaching the gospel. You know what? Let's be honest here. Most Christians.
So could I get a clarification? Was she like one of those college babes or something like that she converted in college, or she got popular on Instagram and converted, or was she always Christian and just found her naughty side during a certain period of life and lived to regret it? What's the background on this? Because I'm a little confused. I don't know this person. I'm starting to regret, my life's decisions that I didn't know her when she was obviously going through her posing phase of, so that I could, correctly objectify her when the opportunity existed. And now I'm just finding out. No research beyond the Chris Farley.
Christians don't share the gospel because they know that it's silly and they don't want to.
Sounds like I should do the same.
Be embarrassed. And it just shows you're a fucking asshole. Just stop. Just stop. Stop offending people. Stop judging people. Stop telling people how to live their life. Especially stop telling people that you're the one that's receiving a message from God and people should fucking listen to you.
Nice.
You're just going to be a fucking bitch or an asshole or a piece of shit. Bigot, racist, loudmouth, and ugly piece of garbage that nobody fucking wants to listen to. Jesus fucking Christ.
Aww.
Do you hear yourself? What if we become people that don't worry if we go around offending people?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. People want to be offended. Jesus fucking Christ. Are you offended? Are you offended if I called you a bigot and a racist? Would you be offended if I said nasty, ugly fucking shit about you? Jesus Christ.
Well done. It's true. Sometimes that's exactly when. What? How? Well, I say we do let's do a little outro. Let's do some let's do a moment of Zen. Let's do a short with Bart Ehrman and Apologia. Because we need a palate cleanser after that, don't we? Sometimes love means telling people things they don't want to hear. That is very true. Yeah. But I got a laugh. I laughed. That was worth some servers occupied space for the YouTubes and the Googles. More. Well, if Earl says more, let's hold off the moment of Zen then. Let's find something else. Let's just see how spontaneous we can be. What do you say? What do you say we find something spontaneous? Oh, you know what? Let's be sure to like. Let's give BS a good like on this video. And be sure to leave a commentary. Oh my goodness, look at this. Germania. We got to like Germania. I'm going to make me small. Let's see. There's a Germania. Let's see what Michael has to say here. Got my laughter quota in for the weekend. See? Michael Beverly laughed too. This is funny. Your editing skills are like finely honed blade. My bifocals suck. Sharper than any double-edged sword. And penetrate even to dividing soul and spirit. Joints and marrow. That's beautiful. Let's see what BS said. He said, JFC, work for Michael. Or your work, Michael. Let's see if that's better. It's not better. Tell Lestat hi for me. I don't know who Lestat is. But Michael's going to do it. Jeez. JFC. We love PC. Look at that. PC left a comment. Yeah. Look at that. The devil succeeded in anything. Then it must be part of God's plan, right? Yeah. Must be. Right? That's obvious. Matthew, like, 1 × 1 = 2. Well, from a certain perspective, 1 × 1 still doesn't equal 2. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? That's funny. That's funny. Oh, I love Harry Nicholas comments. Who is she talking about? Who is Jesus? Never heard of him. That's funny. Let's give him a like. That is funny. Let's respond to Harry Nicholas. Let's say, just feel your cold Heart. Not there. Typing's my first language. Question mark. Must have been Satan. There we go. All right. You know what? I got an idea. Since Germania was here, let's just randomly find an oldie but goodie. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to scroll and I'm going to click. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah.
Christians will say, God gave his only begotten Son to die for your sins. Jesus was the perfect, sinless sacrifice to atone for your sins. God gave the ultimate sacrifice by sending his Son to die for you. I'll never understand how Christians get teary-eyed and touched by this story. They act as if Jesus truly died for their sins, when in reality, if the story is true, Jesus didn't actually die. His earthly body died. Hell, even if the story is true and Jesus did actually die, it was only for 3 days. That's absolutely nothing when compared to eternity. If I jumped in front of a bullet for you and saved your life, you would probably think that I was a really sweet person, willing to risk my life for you. But if I told you I knew I wouldn't have actually died, but only passed out for a few days, knowing that I wouldn't truly die, would you still think that I endangered myself on your behalf? Sure, I took a bullet for you, but I didn't actually endanger or risk my life for you. What if instead I took a 3-day vacation for you? Would that make you feel any better? Because, come on, if Jesus truly is God, or part of the godly Trinity, then he knew he wouldn't actually be sacrificing himself for you. The only way the story of Jesus dying for the sins of the world would be touching would be if he actually did die. But according to Christianity, Jesus knew he would only be dead for 3 days. And even then, according to Christianity, he wasn't actually dead, but rather alive and well in spirit form. How this is such a touching story to so many Christians astounds me. Like, what if I told you I was gonna die for you, but by die, I meant I was gonna wander around the afterlife for a few days and then come back to life like nothing ever happened? And on a similar note, when you think about it, if the penalty of happened.
I love that laugh. It's so soothing.
And on a similar note, when you think about it, if the penalty of sin is eternal suffering, and Jesus took said penalty upon himself, shouldn't he be suffering in eternal agony right now? But ironically, that was Judas Iscariot. Judas was predestined to betray Jesus, and according to Christianity, he's eternally suffering right now, whereas Jesus only took a 3-day nap. Yet Jesus is praised, while Judas is eternally condemned. If you think about it, Judas is the real hero. But then again, Judas didn't even have a choice. So really, there are no heroes in the Bible. Just robots doing whatever the sadistic God predestined. I have a video on this topic titled Free Will, the Bible, and Atheism. Feel free to watch it. And until now...
Well, I say we follow that rabbit hole. Let's give this a like. Let's give this a comment. Tux was here live. There we go. I don't know if I've left a comment before on this. I have watched all of Gurr's library, I believe. So let's see. Moist robots. That's right.
In this video, for the sake of argument, we'll say that 1, God exists, and 2, we'll say it's the God of the Bible. And in this video, I will not be...
So, Gurr has semi-retired for now. I see him bouncing around the webs every once in a while. I was in a stream either Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday, I saw him in a stream someplace, but I've forgotten where. I've drank and slept since then. Need to be drinking now, but I'm not.
Talking about determinism, compatibilism, or libertarian free will. I just want to show how free will cannot work if the Abrahamic God is real. So, here we go. If I'm presented with 2 options, chocolate or vanilla, God already knows what choice I'll make before I actually choose. Before the universe even began, He knew every action I would take and every thought that would make me act in one way or another. He would know every single synapse firing in my brain and every atom in my body, including the atoms that have passed from me to the new atoms that will replace my current ones. He knew every single desire I would have, be it minor preferences like choosing an apple over a banana, or more sinister desires like cheating on my wife or choosing to be faithful. The fact that He would know every move I would make and every nanosecond I would live before the universe even existed makes free will seem more like an illusion. For example, let's say I wake up and have 2 options for breakfast, oatmeal or eggs. I willfully choose to eat oatmeal, but God knew I would choose oatmeal. Sure, there were possibilities of me choosing to eat eggs or even nothing at all, but ultimately, God knew I would choose oatmeal. Therefore, there was no reality, no ultimate reality, that I would choose anything else other than what I chose. So, it would have been impossible for me to choose eggs over oatmeal because God didn't see me choose any other way. Whatever I choose to do tomorrow, it cannot happen any other way than what God has already foreseen. Sure, it could be debated if knowing the future down to a T negates free will or not, but if these philosophical arguments don't hurt the case for free will, let's look at what the Bible actually says. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Based on this verse alone, whatever I have done or ever will do has already been written in God's book before I've done any of it. I literally cannot do anything God hasn't already seen or ordained. But to all who did receive Him, who believed in His name, He gave the right to become the children of God, who were born not of the blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. If I receive Jesus, which is to say, if I become a Christian, it wasn't my will, but God's will. For truly in this city there were gathered against your holy servant Jesus, both Herod and Pontius Pilate, along with the Gentiles and people of Israel, to do whatever your hand and your purpose predestined to occur. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. For whom He foreknew, He also predestined to be conformed to the image of His Son, that He might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom He predestined, these He also called. Whom He called, these He also justified. And whom He justified, these He also glorified. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who has blessed us with every spiritual blessing in the heavenly places in Christ, just as He chose us in Him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before Him in love, having predestined us to adoption as sons by Jesus Christ to Himself, according to the good pleasure of His will, to the praise of the glory of His grace, by which He made us accepted into the Beloved. In him we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins according to the riches of his grace, which he made to abound toward us in all wisdom and prudence, having made known to us the mystery of his will, according to his good pleasure, which he purposed in himself, that in the dispensation of the fullness of the times he might gather together in one all things in Christ, both which are in heaven and which are on earth in him. In him we also have obtained an inheritance, being predestined according to the purpose of him who works all things according to the counsel of his will. So, as you can see, according to the Bible, God predestined salvation to people. It's by his will, not man's will. If the God of the Bible is real and you're a Christian, it's because God predestined you to be a Christian. It wasn't your will, it was God's. But let's keep going. According to the Bible, not only does God predestine people for heaven, he also predestines people for destruction. The Lord said to Moses, "When you return to Egypt, see that you perform before Pharaoh all the wonders I have given you the power to do, but I will harden his heart so that he will not let the people go." Moses and Aaron performed all these wonders before Pharaoh, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go out of his country. Why, O Lord, do you make us wander from your ways and harden our hearts so we do not revere you? Jesus quotes Isaiah 6:9 in the Gospel of John. God has blinded their eyes and deadened their hearts, so they can neither see with their eyes nor understand with their hearts, nor turn, and I would heal them. As you can see, according to the Bible, God hardens the hearts of his creation. He also sends them delusions. They perish because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion so that they will believe the lie. Therefore, God...
Well, let's see. There's 93 comments. Let's sort it by newest first. 2 years ago was the newest comment. I used to be an evangelical Christian, and now I'm an atheist. Whenever I've challenged Christians to find me a verse in the Bible that unambiguously supports the idea of free will, they've never been able to do it. They've been unable to do so, and have hand waved the question away. You can't expect every single thing to be in the Bible. Strange as it's such a vital pillar of their theology. It really is. It is strange how something can be so fervently believed that is nowhere in the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible. Let's see. And at the heart of their answer to why there is evil in the world, if it's that important, surely God would have made sure that the Bible affirmed it. I like Mike Nash. Does anybody know Mike Nash? Let's go down a rabbit hole and see who Mike Nash is. He's only made one comment on this channel. Mike Nash doesn't have anything. He's got a nice porn stash in his picture, though. What do you think? Lies, all lies. Atheists are liars. It's true. We seem to mimic what the... It sounds like a prank name for Minecraft. Yeah, okay. Nobody knows. He's a good-looking cowboy. That's what I know for sure. Let's see. 4 lads in Liverpool. So he's probably in English. If you've gone to my school, clap. It sounds like he was looks like he was an actor. A thespian. Well, let's get a copyright strike on this. What do you say? Let's see if we can get something. Share this tab instead.
When I went to the bar as a very young man, said I to myself, said I'll work on the new and original plan, said I to myself, said I'll never assume that you're going to keep.
What is this? I am not familiar with this. Production of Lowlanth? I have not heard of this. The Pair of the Pearl. First performed in 1882. Huh. Interesting. He's quite the thespian. It's a straight blessed be he. If you're not honest, you would be celebrating my birthday. Now let's go. Where are we going? We can have the party right here. I mean, Alpha. We have Lisa the Rainbow Giraffe. She is all the party we will need. I also have baseball bat pilsners. Look at this. Go Cubs go. Oh, and a pilsner. I'm ready to party. And I have some whiskey right here. This is homemade whiskey. It's a Belgian single grain whiskey, aged 5 years. And then I've got some Woodford Reserve. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I probably got some other stuff here. And then I've got tons and tons of I've got an Irish whiskey right here too. I've got Teeling's Irish whiskey. This is really good. In fact, you know what? Here's to Alpha. Alpha, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. It's your birthday, I've been told. Oh my fucking God, you're getting old. All right. Are you an alcoholic? That is a good question, Blissa B. He. Please indulge me here. This is a collection of booze right here. And if you go to 2 Kings, there's a request to prove Elijah has died. And to compensate for that, because we need the bills paid, I save all these empty bottles and I keep them next to my little studio, my little in-house studio. All my empty bottles. These have accumulated over the previous 3 years, roughly, since I've got this microphone and this setup in this corner. And I have all of these right here. So blessed be he. What we're going to do is we're going to clasp our hands together right now and we're going to go into a prayer and we're going to say a prayer. And we're going to say the prayer about filling these bottles, these empty bottles, with Pappy Van Winkle so that I can sell it. It's going to be turned into Pappy Van Winkle. And that way we can sell it and we can survive. Because that's what God did for the widow of Elijah. Amen. They didn't fill up. Well, it was worth a try. Only on Saturdays. The rest of the days I drink for somebody else. You don't trust like that. Pappy Van Winkle. Yeah, 23-year familia. Nothing's too good for our God. You've tried that old? Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah, it's so let's get some old Rip Van Winkle. Yeah, Rip Van Winkle's good too. But it's not as good as 23-year familia, in my opinion. But Pappy, 23-year Pappy familia. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's find out. Let's play a little bit more of our newfound friend here.
I'll never throw dust in a jewelman's eyes, said I to myself, said I. Or wooing the judge who was not wise, said I to myself, said I. Always soon that the witnesses served in first exchange of respect on a page of divorce, a further themselves as a matter of course, said I to myself, said I. In other professions in which they engage, said I to myself, said I. The army, the navy, the church, and the stage, said I to myself, said I. Professional life, the kind of royal council, promotional sense, of direction, all my...
You know, the internet and the rabbit holes that it offers is such a beautiful place. Wow. Wow. Does anybody want to come on, by the way? Alpha, do we want to celebrate your birthday? No. It's a good thing you got off of meth. I have, as a regular Chicagoan and raised in Indiana, I have never done meth. So, haven't had brown liquor in 18 years. I haven't had it in about a minute and 18 seconds. And I could change that. I could start that clock all over again. I'm willing to do it. No, I have never done meth. I've never done an illegal narcotic that I know of. I have only recently had a little marijuana products. Most of the CBDs. I don't like the stuff that makes my head tingle. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what we were watching either. We just went down a rabbit hole. It was a comment that was left on one of Gera's videos. This person left a very good comment, and I believe this is him acting at a production in 2009. And you know what? We should give it a like and compliment the rabbit hole of the interwebs brought me here. We liked and subscribed and left a comment, baby. Beautiful. Yay! That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. All right, now what do we do? Lick and describe. Tastes like chicken. Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. I have never done the stuff. Not been a. I've luckily I've just never had the appeal to drugs. I have been an alcohol user for most of my above 20, age 20. Probably the first time I felt a buzz was around 20. And the last time I felt a buzz was I don't know. I don't feel a buzz very often these days. But I drink just about every night. And to me, it's healthier than drinking a soda. And, you know, I think there's health benefits to drinking alcohol in moderation. And I drink a lot of alcohol, but a lot of moderation. Last night, for instance, we stooped it with the neighbors and drank Prosecco lemonades, Prosecco blueberry lemonades on a nice warm evening. It was perfect. What do we need the link for? BS, what do I need to give you a link for? For Mike Nash's. What did I miss? Caffeine, nicotine, methamphetamines. Yeah. Oh, so he can come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Copy. Should. And you can come on. Come on. Yeah. Alpha, it's your birthday. Ooh, Bard's here. Welcome. You're a Chardonnay man? Oh, grab yourself a vino, Montevino. That's beautiful. And then we'll just go down rabbit holes. Internet rabbit holes are fun to do. I love it. Possibly he had bangs under my eyes. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Let's do we want to find another thing to go down a rabbit hole on? Let's go back to Gur's comments. See if we can find another rabbit hole. Oh boy. Try for Jerry. See if there's something when I was a lad. Huh. I don't know. Just a man from a year ago. How come I don't have any audio? There's no audio. It's not actually playing. That's weird. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that sounds like copyright shit. Well, let's skip to the middle.
Compass and hope of this life and the next.
I love it.
Rumors of healing preserved in the text, but he was just a man. He was just a man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, B.S. Lewis.
Hey. What's up, buddy?
B.S., you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Hear me? Check. My bubbles.
I don't hear anything. I don't
my
hear
bubble's
anything
moving.
from BS.
Chat, can you hear me? My bubble's moving. Now?
Is my stream stuttered?
Hello? I'm on the tubes. You can't hear me.
BS, you there? Is this still on? I already get a copyright strike?
Hello? Tux, I miss you. Tux, come back to me. Hello? Yeah, we're on. You can't hear me. I'm like a ghost. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new and improved BS Lewis show. I'm taking over. What?
I'm on now, BS.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You can hear me? Okay. I just refreshed it and came back.
That was weird. I think that guy's loud music blew out your mic or something.
Yeah.
Like, no, hello.
I think we might be having storms right now. We were on a tomato watch about an hour ago, and we might be getting that tomato right now. So this could be my last moment. It's a good thing I'm in the basement, in the corner of. I just stream live from the corner of my Mrs. Tuck's basement.
There's no place like home, you know.
No place like home.
In case a tornado hits, you're already in the storm shelter.
Yeah, I'm live from the storm shelter of Western Chicago burbs. So blow on it and try again.
Like Nintendo cartridges.
Yeah, Bard, please jump on.
Well, that's Korak. That's Korak, huh?
Yeah,
I like your music. I think it's Korak is the name, right?
Is it Korak? Yeah,
he's got some sick flows.
I like his stuff. It's like, yeah.
I also like that he is reaching out to that young Christian kid, and they're going to give pizzas to homeless people or whatever they're going to do. I don't know what it is, but
yeah.
I don't know if you've been following that thread. It warms my cold atheist heart, though.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah. It's the degrees of softness is just, it's like a bundle of Charmin back in the olden days.
Yeah, before the recession hit.
Yeah.
Before all the toilet paper got sold out of the stores.
That's right. This is before I realized that that's the commodity everybody rushes towards. Interesting.
Yeah, who would have guessed?
I remember having that discussion. I was like, why the toilet paper? And one of my buddies, he's like, have you ever lived in Eastern Europe? I was like, well, I guess that might explain it. There's quite a bit of Eastern Europe in Chicago.
Why don't you pin that link? I know it's up there a little bit, but
let's see.
Atheism.
I need to go to I need to do it on YouTube's. So give me a moment. Talks amongst yourselves, please.
Hey, Dave's here. I didn't see your interview, Dave, but I'll watch it later.
Oh, yeah, Dave. All right, I'm going to have some repetitives.
I feel like I've watched enough Dave to kind of already know a lot of the backstory behind Dave.
There you go.
But I'm sure he's given the whole suppressed version on Neil's channel. Or unsuppressed version.
Yeah. Feel free to jump on.
So anything interesting in the YouTubes this week? Caught your attention?
What I'm working on a video that I don't know how much time it's going to consume and if I hit the delete button on it or not, but trying to get a video from the mind's eye of what it feels like to be an atheist like me, and an atheist basically. And I haven't decided, because whenever I have an idea like this, it grows out of control so quickly that it becomes impossible for me to do it. And so it becomes kind of a different video because I want to work on that one. It's my mind just doesn't work. My spatial memory and spatial thinking just it's really not good for the YouTubes.
It's good. I'm gonna push back on you. I think it's good for storytelling, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I do the same type of thing. I have a a notebook that's full of ideas, like just 1 or 2 sentences.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that'll be a great video when I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. And then I end up sitting down to do a video, and I look back and I ended up incorporating like 4 or 5 of the different ideas in that one video. But you just have to make sure what gels with what coherently, so you're not bouncing all over the board, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And the problem is another problem is how much one story is connected to another story. So all of these are private. Like 4 of these playlists are public. Maybe 3. All of these are private playlists to have some variation of if I want to do a video on something someday. All of these. So this is bullshit that I've seen on the net. Like this one's public, but all the rest of them are private. Like
that's very organized of you. I just have one stuff I'm gonna watch later, and I just shove everything in that one folder. And it's usually the shit I want to clip. It's not actually ideas.
Right.
Like,
that's the thing. I'll put it in the playlist, and then I'll have to go through 5 hours of shit. So, for instance, this is a profound one. For instance, and let's see if I've got. I think I play it from right. Is it here? Let's try this.
And for us, this is not Rome. Nor is it industrial school or Magdalen, Ireland, where the swish of a soutane smothered conscience and humanity, and the swing of a thurible ruled the Irish Catholic world. This is the Republic of Ireland, 2011. A republic of laws, of rights and responsibilities, of proper civic order, where the delinquency and the arrogance of a particular version, of a particular kind of morality, will no longer be tolerated or ignored. As a practicing Catholic, I don't say any of this easily. Growing up, many of us in here learned that we were part of a pilgrim church. Today that church needs to be a penitent church. A church truly and deeply penitent for the horrors it perpetrated, that it hid, and that it denied. In the name of God, but for the good of the institution. When I say that through our legislation, through our government's action to put children first, those who have been abused might take some small comfort in knowing that they belong to a nation, to a democracy where humanity, power, rights and responsibilities are enshrined and enacted always for their good, where the law, their law, as citizens of this country, will always supersede canon law that have neither legitimacy nor place in the affairs of this country. This report tells us a tale of a frankly brazen disregard for protecting children. If we do not respond swiftly and appropriately as a state, we will have to prepare ourselves for more reports like this. I agree with Bishop Diarmuid Martin that the Church needs to publish any other and all other reports like this as soon as possible. I must note that the Commission is very positive about the work of the National Board for Safeguarding Children, established by the Church to oversee the operation by dioceses and religious orders. The Commission notes that all Church authorities were required to sign a contract with the National Board, agreeing to implement the relevant standards, and that those refusing to sign would be named in the Board's annual report. Progress has been in no small measure to the commitment of Mr. Ian Elliott and others. There is some small comfort to be drawn by the people of Cloyne from the fact that the Commission is complimentary of the efforts made by the diocese since 2008 in training, in vetting personnel, and in the risk management of priests against whom allegations have been made. Nevertheless, the behaviour of Bishop McGee and Monsignor O'Callaghan show how fragile even good standards and policies are to the weakness and the willful disregard of those who fail to give the right priority to safeguarding our children. If the Vatican needs to get its house in order, so too does the state. The report of the Commission is rightly critical of the entirely unsatisfactory position in which the last government allowed to persist over many years. The unseemly bickering between the Minister for Children and the HSE over the statutory powers to deal with extra-familial abuse, the failure to produce legislation to enable the exchange of soft information as promised after the Ferns inquiry, and the long period of confusion and disjointed responsibility for child protection within the HSE, as reported by the Commission, are simply not acceptable to me, nor in a society which values children and their safety. For too long, Ireland has neglected some of its children. Just last week, we saw a case of the torture of children within the family come before the courts. Just 2 days ago, we were repulsed by the case of a Donegal registered sex offender and school caretaker. Children and young adults reduced to Cancorla to human wreckage, raising questions and issues of serious import for state agencies. We are set to embark on a course of action to ensure the state is doing all it can to safeguard our children. Minister Shatter is bringing forward 2 pieces of legislation. Firstly, to make it an offence to withhold information relating to crimes against children and vulnerable adults. And secondly, at long last, to allow for the exchange of soft information on abusers. As Taoiseach, I want to do all that I can to protect the sacred space of childhood and to restore its innocence, especially our young teenagers. Because regardless of our current economic crisis, the children of this country are and always will be our most precious possession of all. And safeguarding their integrity and their innocence must be a national priority. That is why I undertook to create a Cabinet Ministry for Children and Youth Affairs. The legislation, Children First, proposes to give our children maximum protection and security without intruding on the hectic, magical business of being a child. Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger said, "Standards of conduct appropriate to civil society or the workings of a democracy cannot be purely and simply applied to the Church." As the Holy See prepares its considered response to the Klein report, I want to make it clear as Taoiseach that when it comes to the protection of the children of this state, the standards of conduct which the Church deems appropriate to itself cannot and will not be applied to the workings of democracy and civil society in this republic, not purely or simply or otherwise, because children have to be and will be put first.
Thank you, Taoiseach.
There you go. I'll use that in the video someday if I ever make whatever the video I was planning on making then. Welcome to stage, Dave.
Hello, gentlemen. How you doing?
I am doing well. BS, you still there?
Yeah, hey Dave.
You were listening to a dry politician talk about children getting taken advantage of by the Catholic Church.
Yeah, it's a good change, I guess. At least they're trying to just talk about it. We'll see if they do anything.
That's what I was going to say. Are they just talking, or I think everybody already has heard about it.
Oh, this is funny. I was going to use a clip from this. This is good. This might be a copyright strike. I'm trying to remember what this is.
Well, I heard that Ben down at the gas station swapped his wife for a pickup truck.
Oh, well, in Ben's case, I think he got the best part of the deal. Now, can I please tell you about the birds and the bees?
Okay.
All right. Now, just imagine a little hummingbird Okay, flying through the gardens. He's going from flower to flower. He's going zip, he's going zip, 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 zip.
This is going to be the video that I want to make this in. This is going to be an explanation on. I think this is hilarious.
Zip, zip.
Oh, he's going to wear out his zipper.
Sophisticated for you. Let's get back to let's run on back to the basic bees. Now, for every queen bee in a hive,
Yeah.
there's
for every queen bee in a hive, there's what?
500 male bees.
Gee, some of them bees got to wait a whole year and a half for a date, huh?
No wonder they go around stinging people.
Yeah.
It's not the best analogy.
They're going out of their
What's that?
So it's not the best analogies for sure.
Right.
gourds. That's right. That's right. Hey, Paul, I gotta get going. I gotta go rent a tuxedo.
Well, what for?
I'm getting married tomorrow.
Well, now, wait a minute, son. Wait. Aren't you a little young? I mean, why don't you wait?
Well, I can wait, but she can't.
Where did I go wrong?
Yeah. There you go. So yeah, I've got tons and tons of playlists of videos I'd like to make. So Tux, Dave, you've had a busy night with Neil 604. Tell us about it.
Had a good time over there. Told him about Bigfoot. Native Atheist is over here. He told me earlier to make sure I told him all about Bigfoot. So
yeah,
I had a Bigfoot background. I had my Bigfoot shirt on, and they appreciated the discussion that I started it all with the pre-suppers. Bigfoot did it, proved Bigfoot didn't do it. So they appreciated the argument. A little bit of an attitude. In my youth, I would just in a way, I don't have any more tolerance now for the nonsense, so
yeah,
so, and then, a little bit about, growing up, going to the church and everything. And then I also, my parents, didn't beat religion into me or anything. And if I wanted a science book or a magic kit or a Radio Shack electronics set or whatever, they were always cool about, sporting interests with my brother and I, right? So,
yeah.
So I was, like I said, lucky, good parents, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, but I didn't have, bad experiences in religion. The church I went to was progressive, and it was always what I thought church should be. Everybody was nice, and everybody was welcome, and they did charity things to help folks out that were, in rough ways. And, and so I didn't have no problem with them. And, I ended up getting married there. It's a beautiful church. And then we had the little after party and just kind of doing the BS. BS knows about the BS.
I do it all the time.
And mostly though, I tried to, we got started out on the Bigfoot, and of course you're talking, I was supposed to have the deconversion story, so I took my opportunity and I said, well, and then this is where it ties back to religion, and then so I tried to get my story out, and my story in a nutshell is, I just got exposed to a lot of things, and my mom would always take me to the library, and if I wanted to get a book or whatever, and I was always interested in a lot of stuff, and I just realized people believe in a lot of stuff, from gods to aliens to UFOs and Bigfoots and ghosts and near death, and the list is endless. And so it's pretty clear it's just kind of part of our psyche, it's just part of who we are to have all these beliefs in our minds. And I think it's because we have this wonderful thing called an imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a wonderful thing to have. You can close your eyes and imagine away. It's wonderful. And if you're a little more artistic, you can turn into a book or a movie or a play or something, and that's wonderful. But, after the movie's over and you watch Superman fly, you leave the theater, and then you have to come back to reality, and you can't fly. So
that's funny.
It's the mind is a peculiar thing, and I don't try to mock anybody for their experiences or their beliefs or anything, because it seems that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
It's just in how we kind of reason it out as we become a little more past the Stone Age, just a little bit, and try to reason it out a little more. That's all. But yeah, those guys are a lot of fun. The hour goes by so fast.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was a good time. It's a good, you've been there. It's good.
Yeah, I got to meet them at Better 2022 at Oz is Better back in 2022. So somebody liked my comment.
I told you, I don't have a great story. You know what I mean? And I don't mean a great story as in a lot of people went through terrible things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, they have great's not a word, but they have a big story to tell. All these things that happened, and they're deconverting, and their family was, deeply religious and all these things. And I've never understood that. And, when other people are talking about it, I have to listen because I didn't have any of that experience, But somebody was like, you should still go on, and, Neil's asked me a couple of times and stuff. And it's like, you tell your story anyway. So it's like, all right. So I told my story.
So, BS, are you working on an animated feature, or are you just gonna hone your editing skills like a razor to cut through a sword to cut through but marrow and what was it, marrow and joint, marrow and bone.
Yeah, I haven't started. I got everything ready to go. I got to lay down the audio for the next cartoon, but I have to keep YouTube engaged. So I'm doing these little edit videos or whatever I can just to make YouTube not forget about me. Because
you're gonna cover Bread's magical growing leg.
You watched that, huh?
What?
I only caught the last part of it. My wife filled me in because she listened to the beginning of it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know Brad was into that." I thought, that's something that only everybody mocked. But apparently,
she believes. She prayed for some guy that had one leg shorter than the other, and it didn't happen right away, and she was disappointed. But later, it grew out. So,
yeah. It's the worst of the worst. It's the bottom of the barrel for the miracle stuff.
That was our big falling out, right? When I did her Deli Knox miracle thing. That's when her and Sal both got sour on me because I did that video on Deli Knox, who they claimed was a miracle. And the real story was she went to every physical therapy there was. She did everything they told her to do. And after a lot of hard work, it paid off. And did they give credit to any of them? No. They give credit to the guy that's, the power's coming through me and you're getting healed. And everybody starts shaking and quaking and, put on a big show. So they were not happy with me after that video. And we haven't really spoken since.
What I would say, like, I'll give credit because I'm always willing to test stuff that's like scientific stuff. But I told my wife, I was like, I want one of them to make my pinky finger grow as long as my middle finger.
Oh boy!
Because then
the pinky.
That would be a little bit harder to fake than pulling my shoe off my heel and then making my leg a little bit longer.
Hey, Super Audie's here.
Well, the thing that bothered me with the Deli Knox miracle was that her husband is also a faith healer. But all the years that she was in a wheelchair, he couldn't fix her until physical therapy was advanced far enough. And then he took her to a even bigger faith healer in a bigger place. And the whole time I'm thinking, now, wait a minute. You're a faith healer and you left your wife in the wheelchair all those years? You know what I mean? It's like you only can faith heal people, not your wife. You know, it just becomes so hokey. It's just, and it's sad for the people that they, grift to. So.
Yeah, I hate the faith healers, but you know what? Okay, you know what the funny thing? I'm not really a big fan of chiropractic. Like some people are big on that. I think it's got a little bit of legitimacy to it, but it's a lot of woo. But that's one of the main steps you do if you go to a chiropractor. Is they line you up on the table, they make sure your feet are even, they do some stuff with your feet, and just that kind of like signals to me that the chiropractors are in the same department as the leg pullers.
I was considering one this week. I pulled muscle in my back, and it was one of them ones where your back needed to crack and it just wouldn't, And I got that close, and then I've had it before, so I know I do all my stretches and everything. And I was on the bed doing all my stretches and everything, and I brought my legs back down. I heard a clunk, and I was like, "Oh, hail Bigfoot!" And sure enough, I got up and I was vertical again. It's like, yep, it needed a good clunk. Mm-hmm. But somebody forcibly doing it, and I mean, it comes from doing the stretching and everything. You know what I mean? The muscles loosen up, and then everything clunks back in place, right? Because it's pulling on your back one way or another. And it doesn't seem like they concentrate on the muscle issue. You know what I mean? They just want to crack you. And the way I see it, I'm going to walk out of there and it's going to go pop right back out of place again because the muscle's all still damn too tight.
Yeah, I don't knock them completely. I think there is some stuff they do because, like, they do have to get licensed at some point, and they are able to get like X-rays, and hopefully the medical board isn't just letting people who are just total woo peddlers have access to ordering X-rays and other medical procedures like that. So there's got to be something to it, but I don't know if I buy all the leg.
Well, I mean, if I was in a position where I had to go do something this week, you know what I mean? It might have been the only way to, get vertical again and get on with things, So I see a place, but I think some of the stuff they do, and of course, they've hurt people too. So some of the stuff is questionable.
I will say this. I've been to chiropractors where I do feel like they are doing something constructive. And I've been to chiropractors where they're selling me spine cancer cures. Mm-hmm. And it feels more like a religion than it is a medical facility. I had a good one that moved to Tennessee, and his replacement is just okay. But still, I'll go to him every once in a while. But I have an IT band that is messed up, and an abductor that's messed up from hockey. The IT band might be from hiking, and the abductor is definitely from hockey. And sometimes just going there for the immediate physical therapy, even if they don't crack anything or they're doing alignment, the physical therapist that's on staff that does a quick, you can clearly feel that there's knots and stuff like that and tightness and stuff like that. They clearly are able to do that type of thing. Even if I don't really need back cracking and a good neck snap. Still going there just for the quick physical therapy, quick fix physical therapy is definitely worth it in my opinion.
I think after the first day, back when I was working in the garage, I was extended over a big old Cadillac hood, and I pulled the muscle in my back. I couldn't get back up off the car.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking an ambulance ride and everything. And yeah, I think the first day of therapy was the best day because it was the doctor. It wasn't any of the nurses or anything. he got in there, you know, and he was feeling it. And he goes, oh yeah, there it is, you know, and he's digging in there and he's working it out and everything and stuff. And I walked out of there almost 95%, you know what I mean? Just from he knew how to loosen it up, and it immediately took, you know, the tension off, and then of course the pain gets, you know, alleviated too.
Yeah, working the muscles, knowing how to work the muscles around might be half of it, instead of just the sounds of cracking.
Well, like you say, there's good and bad. I had, like the ones that were in there doing it, and then the other ones come in and they're just rubbing your back like your wife would do. You know what I mean? Like, you know, oh, hi, honey, you know, and not saying with some wives can't massage, but you know what I mean? Just like rubbing you know what I mean? And it's like, that's not doing nothing. You got to do like the other guy did and get in there with your fingers.
Dave, we don't want to hear about your happy.
Where your fingers have been. Get up in there with those fingers. That's why I want the long pinky.
I want to use my middle finger and my pinky. My ring finger is sacred.
You ever heard two in the pink, one in the stink, bro?
That's right. We called that the bowling grip when I was we called that going bowling.
Yeah, there's a joke about that, about carrying women around like a bowling ball, that I won't repeat. But
that's right. Yeah. Went bowling last night. That's funny. But blessed be he's in the house. We need to, we need to PG-13 this up. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't talk about meth or bisexuality.
I know. What the hell?
I gotta let loose. I try to keep it clean on my channel. So this is my opportunity when I go on other people's channels.
Yeah, come on over. I have no. I always have lowered inhibitions. So let's go. Come on, Dave. I did take a swig for Alpha's birthday. If anybody is anybody else have a tasty beverage?
I'm drinking an IPA.
An IPA.
I've been working some Vernors because of I'd taken all them dang pills, and then my stomach was all soured and everything. And so on top of it, I'm walking around with a bad back, and then my belly's bothering me too. I'm like, man, this is just a shitty week. Let me tell you. Much better today, though. It's like it's amazing the little things you appreciate, like being able to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you have that difficulty trying to get up out of the chair, you just feel so helpless. You know.
Yeah.
That's why I drink so much, because then I appreciate standing up.
You just flow right out. Just flow right out.
Yeah. I'm like, I can appreciate standing up now that I can't stand up straight.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I had a swig of Irish whiskey earlier for Alpha. Cheers to Alpha. Cheers to Dave for having a successful night on Neil 604 Atheist.
So. I figured I'd go on. I was having a good month. I got a whole bunch of new subscribers, and a couple of my videos did really well. So I figured it's a good time to go on. So.
It is.
Ride the wave. See Earl out there. I was over there with Earl and Justin and Jimmy Tux too.
Yeah, I'm tickling 200. I've picked up 4 subs this week. Not sure.
There you go.
I'm still right on Maya's ass. She better start putting out some content so she can distance herself from me.
That's fine.
Maya was rooting me on to 300. She kept asking me, you haven't hit 300 yet? And then the other week I said, hey, Maya, ask me again. And she goes, oh, she knew what I was talking about. I said, yeah, I hit it last night. And I got 50 more, so I'm over 350 now. So doing pretty good.
Have you seen this this couple? The guy always ends his shorts with write that down. No.
I don't really watch shorts that much. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of them stop before the thing happens, and it really pisses me off. It's like somebody's riding a bike down a ramp and they cut it off before they do the jump, and it's like, what was the point of this?
Tell me what you think. I have no idea what this one is.
it's actually illegal for a dog to perform an MRI, which is even more messed up when you consider the fact that cats can.
Dad jokes, I love them.
Oh yeah, they're kind of on the dirty side. Like he tells a lot of cunnilingus and very innuendo type jokes, but he's pretty funny. And he reminds me a little bit of my neighbor and a little bit of a roommate that I had. Like if you combine those two people, this is like him. This is totally.
I like the for fuck's sake guy where somebody sends him in a tip, like, and he's like, oh for fuck's sake, you mean I've been doing this wrong?
Yeah, you've been doing it wrong for 20 years. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He'll do it. That look that comes across his face when it works.
What? I've had some of those things come along too. And, back in the day, and sometimes, when you're young and you only got a small toolbox, you got to make do, But yeah, I try to, get the right tool for the job and stuff. And still one day I was doing something and my son was helping me. He goes, hey, wouldn't it be easier if you just took that screw out there and popped that thing out of your way? And I was like, it sure would be. Thanks a lot, man. Sometimes you just need another pair of eyes, just, hey, take that screw out there. That thing come right out. You have access right in there. I'm trying to work around it like a fool.
We're going pretty well, but I think Mrs. Tux has probably head to bed, so I either have to choose to just turn the show over to you two or just do a moment of Zen. I think this was a moment of Zen suggested by...
Yeah, you can... like I said, I've had a long evening. I got to go spend some time with the Mrs. Desk myself, so...
Well, Dave, what are you working on coming up for all those on the YouTubes?
Like you were talking about, I always got 50 things that are half through. I do a lot of stuff over with Mike over at Answers in Atheism, and I'm going to do the Grassman is going to be Christmas in July. I'm going to do the Yeti. I haven't picked a date yet, but sometime in July we're going to do Christmas in July with the Yeti. So, and then August, I have Blaster penciled in to talk about some of the big alien stories like Area 51 and stuff. So he's penciled in for August to talk about some aliens. So that's the Grass Man. As far as my channel, you never know. There's always whatever I finish or something that tickles my fancy or pisses me off.
Tickles your fancy.
And I've got some more microscope stuff coming too. I just haven't had time, but yeah, I've got some more stuff. I'm on the hunt for tardigrades, so I'm going to keep looking in these moss pieces until I find a water bear. So fingers crossed, I'll have a video out one of these days with a tardigrade. So that's my goal. But along the way, I find a lot of other cool things, so I post them as I find them, and that's kind of fun too. So.
All right. Well, let's do the moment of Zen. BS has got, he says he's got a video coming out soon. Audio's done, animation's in
soon
process.
Means like a month.
A month?
Soon unless I just get another edit in the works where I just have to get something out so you don't forget about me.
Your work is appreciated, Beautiful. BS. You do a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love your stuff. Yeah, let's hope Gurr comes back. Let's hope me leaving a comment was the putting the healthy vibes out there. The atheist community needs you. We need you. I need you.
We miss you, Gurr.
Oh, my Gurr.
Jesus is gay. Jesus is gay, everybody.
Actually, in my next video, I do plan on talking about some of the nudity in the Bible and what not talking about it in a homosexual way. However, it could be strung in a homosexual manner, but I'm using it as an example of how it feels to be an atheist. So that is upcoming. All right. This Moment of Zen is brought to you by Earl. Earl sent them to me, emailed them to me moments ago. Said, "Here, try this." I'm like, yes, content. I'm going to be surprised by the Moment of Zen just the same. All right. Well, job well done today, Dave. And you can check him out at Captive Desk, I believe. And BS Lewis, I believe it's B.S._Lewis, if I remember correctly. I don't remember Captive Desk at heart, but I think it's just Captive Desk. Or is it All Hail Bigfoot?
It's Captive Desk.
Captive Desk. Okay, perfect. All Hail Bigfoot is your email.
All Hail Bigfoot is my email. If you've got a story about a bump in the night or a ghost story or a UFO or anything like that, love to have you on the Grassman Chronicles to talk about it. Get a hold of me at allhailbigfoot@gmail.com and set it up. Come on, we'll have a good time.
All right. Perfect. That's a perfect end to the show. Oh, my buddy Sincere is saying hi, stopping in to say hi. Yeah. He improperly said hi, love people, but you know what? This is the kind of Freudian we need in the world.
Couldn't hurt.
There you go. Erg. It's kind of like Beetlejuice. All right. Well, cheers to you all, and Bowtie bless. Here is your Moment of Zen.
By here, right? It's by the way, it's always a day you feel like you look great. You leave your house, you're walking around, you got your iced coffee. But I have to make a joke about it. First of all, I think a lot of it comes from Catholic guilt. Like, if I don't, because I'm the most Catholic mix on the face of the planet. I'm Italian, Mexican, and Irish. I am the trifecta of Catholicism. I feel guilt on a level no one can. When it rains out, I'm like, yep, that's something I did. And growing up, too, it's always priests who are like, if you're gay, you're gonna burn in hell. I'm like, you're in a dress. But also, I mean, Christianity is very gay. The older you get, every song is like, I love him. Me too, girl. He has risen. But also, I mean, no one's gonna mention Jesus is kind of gay. He's hanging out with 12 men and a hooker in 0 BC and not her. You're the so I don't want to hear it. Anyone still getting called a drive-by here? Right?
Oh.
Hello.
Cue the music. Hang on. There we go.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye-bye, all.